So now let's say you have this your 1 million, you want to invest, right? It is very important that you try your best to diversify that 1 million into these different types of investments. You can decide to put all that 1 million naira into real estate, right? But you and I know that real estate is very slow. Okay, before you can get 100 or 200% return on your investment, it's going to take you years, right? And if you want to accumulate your wealth, if you want to really build wealth on time, especially at your young age, it's good to always try your best to look for or it's good to actually try your best to take on medium and high risk type of investments as well. Okay, most of the rich people I know understand this for a fact. That is why they play this, right? Take for example, the richest man on earth right now, Elon Musk, actually took on a very high risk investment at his early age, and that is what actually propelled him to where he is today. Or don't you want to speed up the growth of your wealth? If you really want that, then you should learn how to play the game, right? So take for instance, if you're still young and you have this 1 million, let me just go straight to the point, okay? You can actually decide to go in with 30% on your low risk, right? So that at least you know you're safe. You have something safe there with the 30%. And then medium risk, probably another 30%, right? And then on your high risk investments, 40%. Yeah, if you're young, you can decide to do this. But let's say you're getting older, right? You're someone with family and children, right? Then this high risk here, you can now decide to start taking on more low risk. You can decide to go on in here with maybe 60 or 50% on your low risk, right? Because now you have family and children, right? And then on your medium risk, probably 30%. And then on your high risk, you can decide to make this 20%. Now you're playing it a little bit safer because you're getting, oh, you have children to cater for and all of that, or to keep wealth for, right? So you can't afford to be playing this high risk. But if you're young, then you can actually really afford this, right? So let's say someone introduces a business to you and it's actually high risk. Okay, you can decide to take out of this your 40% now, right? 40% of this 1 million will be 400k. So you have 400k here, right? You can decide to take out, let's say, 2-3% of this 400k and invest in that high risk. At least you know that high risk investment has a probability of bringing in high returns. So let's say you decide to take out 2% of this 400k, right, and invest in a high risk investment someone introduces you to. There's a high probability that if this investment is going to bring back return, it's going to bring back probably an extra 100%. That is an extra 2%, right? Or higher, let's say 4%, 6%. Okay, with that way you're actually helping propel your investments higher. But imagine that you're investing this whole 1 million into real estate. It's going to be very difficult, or it's going to take time, right? But if you're someone that likes to play it safe, no problem, or you can put everything in real estate, good luck. But if you really want to speed up the growth of your wealth, then you should learn how to take on high risk. But I want you to remember that this is high risk. That means this 2%, you can actually lose it, right? So when you lose this 2%, what do you have? You still have more than enough on your high risk play here, right? But when this 2% is going to come back, it's going to come back with an extra maybe 4% more. That way you're helping propel your wealth. You're helping, grow your wealth faster. So when somebody introduces a business opportunity or an investment opportunity to you, you won't just be like, are you sure it's not like the MMM? That's just your fear speaking, because you've not been able to structure your risk parameter. You've not been able to control your risk, right? If you actually understand this now, and then somebody introduces a high risk return investment to you, you'll be able to like, okay, let me just go out with 2% here, right? At least I still have enough to play with, right? And then you'll not be afraid. Even if you lose the 2%, you understand that it's a high risk. So that being said, one of the most important things you need to understand when playing a high risk investment is to always go into it early. You understand? So if somebody introduces a business opportunity to you, one of the most important things you need to check is that when did this business launch? Is it early? Okay, if it launched early, then you have a high probability of making a lot of money on it. So you have to learn how to go into this type of investment early. Most of the time when people go into high risk investments late, those are the people that end up losing, right? So you need to really learn how to check if that investment is still early. So there was even a time that somebody introduced me to a high risk investment early, but I was actually doubting it. I was like, are you sure this is not like MMM? Hey, I beg God, you made my money. No. So I didn't really understand this. So my friend was actually busy cashing out for almost a year. That was when I later became interested late. So when I invested, I ended up losing my money. Why? Because I didn't invest early. So majority of this high risk investment, you should, when you check them, you should learn to go into them early. That's where the money is. On average, over 80% of new businesses, over 80% of new investment or businesses end up crashing. Okay, so even when they want to crash, they don't crash at an early stage. They probably crash within that 1 year's period. Okay, so when you're going into this investment, just ask: is it when did they launch? If it's early, then you're still safer. And even if you want to play it, don't forget about this, right? You're taking from your high risk, so which is your 400k from this 1 million naira, right? And then you're taking out probably about 2% of this 400k or 3%. It depends on you. And then you're investing it into that high risk so that you can help propel your investments. Okay, so I hope you understand everything I said, so that when somebody introduces you to an investment, you should be able to know where to, once you've checked the investment, you should be able to know where to categorize the investment as, and you will not have that fear in you that, okay, are you sure this is not this? You will not start having that fear and doubt. Okay, you probably know how to play them. Okay, so that being said, I decide to introduce you today to an investment opportunity I'm currently in right now called Costa Farm, right? Costa Farm is more like an agricultural based investment. They have their farm in Calabar, right, where they cultivate for rice. Okay, as we all know, rice is actually a popular commodity, right? Everybody eats rice. And then they have an online platform where you can actually invest with them. Costa Farm promises you 120% return on investment after 2 months. So at the end of 2 months, you should have 120% as profit. So if you decide to invest today, they have an online platform where you can check out, as you can see, different subscriptions, right? Or different investment plans. And when you decide to invest in any of this investment plan, what they do is they credit your account every day. So at the end of 2 months, you would have actually gotten your capital plus 120% return. Okay, so that, in my opinion, can be categorized as a high risk investment since it's promising you 120% return in 2 months. In case you decide to do that, so you understand where it's actually placed, right? And then the second thing you need to understand is that Costa Farm just launched last month, so it is still new. Okay, not that you'll be coming to join after 10 months when a lot of people have cashed out from it. Okay, so as you can see, this is their plan, right? If you decide to do anyone, you'll be credited every day, and then you can decide to withdraw it immediately into your bank account. You get that credited into your bank account within 24 hours. So even if you decide not to invest today, I hope with this little presentation here, you've been able to find value and you actually took away something, right? But if you're actually interested, you could just go back to your WhatsApp now and send a DM interested, and then we'll get right into it. Okay. Thank you guys for staying to the end of this, and I'll see you guys. Take care.